Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Dianne Flory, the founder of Success Matcher, a company that helps businesses elevate communication, collaboration, and performance by aligning teams through DISC assessments, leadership coaching, and cultural alignment strategies. With over 30 years of experience in business leadership and team development, Dianne brings a wealth of practical knowledge to helping organizations grow from the inside out. Dianne, welcome to Founders Future.
Hi, Ammar. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. I'm excited to dive in. I always like to
Right.
start from the beginning. So take us back, take us on a little trip down memory lane to before you started Success Matcher. What were you doing at the time? And then what was really the motivation behind starting the company?
I started my career in 2011 in contingency recruitment. So basically, 95% of my entire career is in recruitment. And the reason why I started building Success Matcher was more personal, if I may say. Just to probably give you an overview or a background of my personal life, my parents passed away in 2011. So they're
Mm,
10 months apart. I was celebrating 2020, welcome 2021 with them. I closed 2021 without them. It has been my motivation after their passing because it's difficult to grieve, to deal with loss and everything and balance your career in your life without two wonderful people who have enriched your soul and who have motivated you along the way. And after their passing, it has been very difficult for me to cope up, but then I realized I have to make a difference. I have to take that bigger leap to be able to at least make them proud, even if they're no longer here with me. And then I started going back to what my parents taught me. The first thing that comes to mind was when my late father told me that the best thing to help people is to help them find the pond where they can fish instead of giving them fish. And that's exactly what I'm doing with
mm.
recruitment. I've been helping companies grow and develop by bringing them the right talent for their businesses. And at the same time, I am helping job seekers land a job, a career for their own career growth and to help them put the food into their table. I thought maybe I should continue doing what I am doing, continue pursuing my career, but on a macro perspective. And that is through founding Success Matcher Recruitment.
Awesome. First off, I'm sorry to hear about your parents. I've had family members pass away as well, so I understand how difficult that process can be. But let's give the listeners a little bit more context into Success Matcher today and what that looks like. So it sounds like it's a recruitment agency, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but you work with companies, you also work with job seekers as well. Help us understand, who is your ideal customer? Are there specific types of companies that you want to work with? And then from there, what are the different offers and services that you provide?
We cater to jobs all across various industries. If you check on our website, we have industry focus such as accounting and finance. We have pharma and biotech. We have healthcare. My co-founder, Trisha, is a healthcare professional. So she's the one responsible in spearheading healthcare. And then we have engineering and engineering services, manufacturing, which is one of my favorite industries. And then we have legal and legal services. And then we cater to sales and marketing as well. So those are the industries that we cover. We provide permanent staffing. The majority of our business is into permanent staffing or contingency recruitment. So we hire candidates or job seekers one job at a time. So that's basically what we do. Of course, with the tagline, success starts with the right match. That's our battle cry here in Success Matcher.
For sure, I love that. So let's say I am one of these companies in one of these industries and I'm looking for talent. Do you focus on specific roles, or can you place jobs in any role inside of the organization?
We cater to all the roles from entry level to director level roles. That's how flexible my our team is.
Yeah. That's powerful. Okay. So I would love to understand a little bit of how the business operates on the back end, because it sounds like you need a funnel to bring in the job seekers, but then also to bring in the companies that are interested in work. So help me understand a little bit more of that lead generation and what you're doing there.
Right now, we cater to partners who are also recruitment agencies. They have clients and we supply the talent. So it's in recruitment, it's really more of collaborating from one agency to another and communicating and providing them with the talent. They have the client, we have the talent, we match them accordingly. And as far as lead generation for direct clients is concerned, we have a specific business development person who does that for our leads generation. Usually, we target companies who are growing, or if there are recent layoffs, or if there are recent decrease in number of employment, we cater to them as well. So we have two models. We have the split fee agreement. We call that in recruitment the split fee. And then we have direct clients that are directly looking for partners or for job seekers as well. And most of them are really in the healthcare industry.
Got it. Very interesting. So the direct clients are mainly healthcare. I'm assuming that's probably because of Trish, your co-founder. And then the other side of the business is the other recruitment agencies that already have the clients, you help place talent there. Is that accurate?
Exactly, exactly. The
Got it.
majority of our direct clients are really healthcare because after COVID, there's an increasing demand of healthcare professionals globally. And Trish she's the main person. She's the main person for healthcare. She understands it more than I do. So I left everything to her when it comes to healthcare and the direct hires, of course.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm curious, between those two, in terms of working with direct clients and working with other recruitment agencies, what do you feel like makes the bulk of your business?
Actually, I would have to say it's 50-50. There is a big demand for a lot of industries, employment demand for a lot of industries, and specifically for the industries that we cater. And there is also a big chunk of demand in healthcare globally, not just in the US, but also in the UK, in Canada, it's huge. And
Mm.
the Middle East as well is really expanding in as far as healthcare programs is concerned. So I would have to say it's 50-50.
Got it. When it comes to getting the direct clients, what channels do you guys leverage to bring in more clients?
We have a marketing person who does, there's a lot of research involved. Definitely, that's number one. That's the first step. And then after doing the research, conducting sales pitch, there's a lot of cold calling. And then we have lead generations. And then we have a couple of marketing tools that we use to send out pitch decks to various decision makers.
Got it. And then when it comes to getting job seekers, what does that look like in terms of getting more people in the pipeline?
I am a fan of what we call passive sourcing. When you say for passive sourcing, it's targeted sourcing. So mainly we target and we focus on what the client needs in as far as skills, in as far as educational background, or in as far as number of years of experience is concerned. My team is talented recruiters who does a lot of passive sourcing. We also post jobs, especially those that are critical to fill in various jobs boards.
Got it. Okay, very cool. So it sounds like a client comes in, they need a specific role. That's when you start seeking it out. It's not about constantly filling the pipeline. Does that make sense?
Exactly. We have people in the pipeline already. We stay connected with them, make sure that we reach out to them every now and then, see and check if they're still in the job market or if in the future they need help in as far as finding the next career opportunity. And also we are also working on adding people or adding talent into our pool or our pipeline.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When it comes to getting direct clients, it's actually interesting because I talked to a recruitment agency, I think a couple of weeks back. I forget exactly what it was, but he was telling me when it comes to getting more direct clients, he's having trouble with predictability. He was relying a lot of referrals, word of mouth, networking. That was his main strategy. So I'm curious for you, have you experienced any inconsistencies when it comes to lead generation? And if so, what have you been doing to navigate that?
In 2024, recruitment was the toughest, if I may say. I've been doing this since 2011. And 2024 was the toughest, regardless of the location. Pretty much because the world is still recovering from COVID. There was a lot of layoff back then in 2020, 2021. But then again, it started to go back to normal in 2022 and 2023. So 2024 was our toughest. We weren't able to find solid direct client by then. That's why we went to healthcare because after COVID, we are pretty sure, and I'm 100% sure that the world will be very careful and will be very particular in healthcare. And that's what's happening right now. So it's really having a better understanding of each industry, the need for each industry globally and locally. It's very important that we understand the need and the demands on a macro overview, on a macro perspective, and then stream that down into the need for employment. That's basically how we were able to identify which particular specific industry needs to focus on during the time that it was rough and tough for recruitment agencies.
Got it. So it sounds like when you experienced those challenges, you looked at the market and you identified that, okay, if we were to focus on healthcare, we can get more predictable leads in through the door.
Exactly. So it's really understanding your market,
Yeah.
trying to understand the movement, trying to
Yep.
understand, predict the direction, and making yourself available, even if having that extra layer of availability and having that extra layer of filtering to ensure that you still target the right organization, even if it's rough and tough.
Got it. And then what are you experiencing now? Is it consistent, predictable? How do you feel there?
There has been an increase in the demand in employment in 2025, primarily because we have already recovered and things are getting back to normal. And I suppose it's already normal globally. So there has been an increase in the demand for new businesses. There has been a lot of new businesses. Those companies that closed back then are now opening up with a different business model, with a larger perspective. And I think right now, 2025, all across the globe, there has been an increase in the demand for new talent. So that's where our business comes in.
Okay. That's a good spot to be in, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the sales process and taking a direct client that's interested and turning them into a client, what does that process look like? What are the different steps that they go through for them to become a client?
Number one, we do the sales presentation. We present what the value proposition we can bring in to them if they get our services. We understand their need. Of course, we understand their pain points in as far as hiring. We provide them with solutions and we provide them with the output already, sample output. This company A or hospital A is in need of this number of staff. We were able to fill it in a couple of months. This is what we will be doing with your need as well, with your demand as well. So it's really making the clients feel that you are a partner, you're there to support, you have the solution to their employment problem, you have the solution to their recruitment problem, and also pricing is very important. So do not charge too much. Just make sure that you cover your operational expenses and a little over, and make sure that you provide that extra care and customer service to your clients.
100%. So it sounds like it's an upfront fee as opposed to once somebody is placed, then you pay us.
It's a placement fee when we place somebody, but we don't usually charge that much. It's
So
a
you don't
little
even,
lower than
I'm so sorry, go for it.
we don't charge that much. There is a certain percentage of the salary of employees, annual salary of the employees, and that's our recruiting fee. But because they have bulk requirements, we don't charge the average of 25%. It is also our way of making our clients feel that we are here not for profit 100%, but to become a resource for them to fill in their vacancies.
100%. So you only get paid once a job has been placed or an employee has.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty standard across recruitment agencies. But I know some people do it differently. They do upfront, then maybe a smaller percentage or even no percentage at the back end. But this makes more sense for sure.
You have to show them your fruit of your labor before you get the reward.
Yeah,
That's
why
how
why
it
am I
is.
why am I gonna pay for an employee before the employee's even there? I don't even know if you're gonna be able to get one. So that makes perfect.
Exactly.
When you think about your vision and where you want to take the company, let's say over the next 12 months, what specific
We go ahead.
what specific revenue targets, performance targets, or goals in general that you're aiming towards?
Revenue target wise, I am a very competitive person. So I always remind the team that we make sure that we are 100% above from the previous year. So that is our yearly target. So right now, 2025, we are over and above 100% from 2024 already. So come 2026, that is the goal. And as far as the market is concerned, I am also looking into. Actually, I was able to get our foot in the door already in the UK market, so we will be able to, we are working on establishing the UK market right now. And then at the same time, working on the Middle East and the Asia market as well.
Okay, so global expansion.
Global expansion, hopefully keeping my fingers crossed, but there's a lot of hard work on that.
Yeah, definitely. But that's exciting. So you're already at 100% year-over-year growth from 2024 to 2025.
Yes. As of today, we are
No
already
way.
100% growth. Yes.
Well, congratulations. Have you thought about, because we're like a little over 6 months into the year. Have you thought about doubling that goal? Just being like, hey, why not
For
200%?
For this year, I am thinking that is already at the back of my mind, but I don't want to put pressure on our team. And as early as now, I am congratulating everybody as well for a job well done in the first 6 months of the year. But if we can and we'd be able to increase that to 200%, I will welcome that with open arms.
Yeah, or we're not gonna say no to that, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm curious, at this stage, currently, what do you feel like is the biggest challenge you're facing to taking this even further?
Number one is AI. The AI has been the market for AI, or AI's presence in recruitment has been increasing already. Our number one challenge is because there are, and I'm not saying that on a negative connotation, but when it comes to AI, we are losing that human touch when it comes to recruitment. And as I mentioned earlier, I am a very traditional recruiter. I always require everybody to speak with their candidates, keep connection with their candidates, make sure that they speak with them, make sure that they establish rapport with them. But because of the development of AI, we are losing that human touch already. It is starting to develop that kind of trend in
Yeah,
the recruitment industry already. And I'm afraid that eventually we will be losing that human touch completely because of the full-fledged generation of AI.
interesting. So when you say losing that human touch, do you think that recruitment agency owners should be scared of AI, or what do you think?
I think it should not be something that's scary, but it is something that we have to make sure that we use it properly, maximize AI, but at the same time, do not abuse it, because if we abuse it, that's the time that we lose that human touch. When I say maximize, you can use AI to source for candidates, you can use AI to create pitch deck, you can use AI to remind you of your next step for this particular candidate. But do not, I know that there are instances where some companies are allowing AI to conduct interviews already. And it's not a good practice. And we should not leverage into that kind of practice simply because our industry is dealing with human, and there should be a real human that the candidates should be speaking to whenever they are applying for a job.
I don't know how I'd feel if I got onto a call and it was AI. That would be so awkward. That,
Exactly. And it's different. Rapport is different if it's a real human.
of
I
course, yeah,
tried to. I
100%.
tried to. I did the testing of how that AI interview was, and it's like
Yeah,
reading a script and all that stuff. So it's a different feel.
100%. And people think the same thing in sales. Their AI is going to replace salespeople and whatnot. And I just don't think we're anywhere close to that happening because it might replace setters, but it's not going to replace closers because there's nuances that you pick up on as a human when you're talking to somebody. Like I can sense when you're hesitant, when the energy shifts. I don't think AI can do that yet.
Absolutely, AI wouldn't be able to predict emotions, and will not be able to read body language and eye contact.
100%. So when it comes to if you were talking to new business owners, let's say people that are starting in 2025 and they're looking to start some sort of agency, some sort of service-based business. Based off of over a decade of experience right now, what are some tips that you would give them to really getting clients and getting their business off the ground?
Number one, understand recruitment on a deeper perspective. Recruitment, is to me is more complex than anybody could think. Recruitment is business development. Recruitment is relationship management. Recruitment is also talent management. And recruitment is an industry where you need to put a lot of passion and hard work before you be able to see the fruit of your labor. So it's really important that new business owners, new recruiters, new recruitment agency understands the importance of putting so much hard work and being patient in seeing the fruits of your labor. So it's really best that they understand recruitment as a passion, not just recruitment as a business, recruitment as a way of helping both ends, both the client and both job seekers. And at the same time, be patient. When we were starting, I got zero. Trish and we had zero amount in our bank account just because we put everything into Success Matcher. So it's difficult, but you really have to put so much patience and you really have to put so much hard work in doing or in starting a recruitment agency.
Awesome. Awesome. What's one tool or resource that's been a game changer for you and your company?
In as far as tools, we have tools that we use for recruitment and business development, but the real tool is having that rapport with your both clients and candidates. That's the real tool, because if your candidates are not fit with the role that you're trying to fill in today, that candidate, if he or she remembers you, will get back to you and let you know that he's already looking for an opportunity. If your client is not will not be hiring somebody from your agency, but that client remembers how exemplary your customer service was and how you did your job and how accommodating you have been, that client will go back to you and let you know that, hey, we have another need for this and that. So our best tool, establishing rapport and making that connection. So it's not a technical tool, but it's more of like a tool that it's not tangible, a tool that would build a partnership for a longer period of time.
100%. What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
They can reach out to me via LinkedIn. We have our website as well. That's www.successmatcher.com. And then they can call our hotline or our phone number as well. So that's 406-926-9024. That's my direct line, actually.
Okay. Wow, there you go. Any last words before we wrap up?
Thank you for the opportunity, Ammar. I really appreciate that. And thank you for giving opportunity to founders and new business owners like myself to express our journey and to inspire at the same time. I hope I was able to make that inspiration to young business owners or those who are still or who are planning to put up their own businesses. It's tough, rough, difficult. It's never going to be easy, but you always have to put your eyes on the prize. And if you really want something, you do anything and everything that is legal to have it.
Yeah, and make sure you stay within the law. That's very important. But thank you so much for your time, Diane. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you, Ammar.
Anytime. So that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to go to successmatcher.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner and you're looking to scale your business, specifically your coaching, consulting, or agency, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to discover how we can support your growth journey. Until then, keep on climbing.